So if you're new here, my name is Moyo, and I just like to pick my face sometimes. So today I'm going to be showing you how to achieve a nice, soft, glam, glowy look that is summer appropriate. So it's not too sheer, but it's just right for the weather. So it's not going to leave you looking cakey, you're not going to be melting because you've put too much makeup on. Just the right amount of makeup for you to have that nice in-between glam look, perfect for this weather. Okay, to first start, we are going to be screen prepping. So let's be honest, the weather is actually really warm, and it's even going to get warmer because we're entering summer. So you want to ensure that whatever makeup you're applying on, you're applying it on a really hydrated base, because that's what's going to make it look, you know, glowy and just nice. Okay, so I have my Holy Grail products over here, and I'm going to show you what I do. So I first like to start off with this one from Anua. This is the rice milky toner, and I like to use this because it's very lightweight and you wouldn't even know that you have anything on your skin, but it just leaves this nice glowy finish that you absolutely want your skin to have. Oh, it just feels like you're putting water. Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. I usually will put it on my palm and then rub it together. I'm forming for you guys, that's what's happening. To bring it down to my neck, you know, and that's it. Like, my skin is just hydrated and glowy, okay, and it doesn't feel like I have anything on, which is actually what you want. This I actually just got, and it's the Haru Wonder Black Rice Serum Mist. So it's good if you're trying to repair your skin barrier, but I personally just like how calm it makes my skin feel after I spray it. So I just put all over my face like so, and then sometimes I press it in, sometimes I just leave it to dry. Then I like to go in with this moisturizer. This moisturizer is the Purito Oat in Calming Gel Cream. It's just so good. Again, it just feels very lightweight on your skin. It's, yeah, it just feels like it has this cooling sensation that it gives your skin when you apply it, and again, it doesn't feel like you have anything on your skin. It's just very weightless, which is what you want on a very hot day. Can you see how glowy I look? Yeah. And then sunscreen, very important. I use this one from Tropical Dew. Actually, I think it's from House of Hair. House of Hair is the brand, and it's called the Tropical Dew Sun Cream. So I just do this. Let's put it on my neck as well. I like to extend it towards my ear as well. That's what I'm just doing. It also doesn't leave a white cast, which is good. If you know, you know. You see how nice and glowy my skin looks, and this is how you want your base to look before you actually start to apply your makeup. Just nice, hydrated. If you have dry under eyes, just make sure to apply an eye cream. During this time of the year, under my eyes are usually fine. I just need to not apply that much powder and you'll be fine. But if you have dry under eyes, make sure you apply your under eye cream to help hydrate that area as well. Okay, all right, so now let's get into the base. So remember that this is summer's hot, so we're not trying to do too much, okay? And that's why I introduced you to my Holy Grail. This is the Danessa Myricks Glowing Balm. I like to use this tinted version, but if you look at my skin, you see that I have like texture around my cheeks. This product just helps to blow it out, and because it's tinted, I don't need to do too much as well in terms of like layering too many products. So I just really like to use this. Okay, Danessa Myricks Glowing Balm in shade 9. If you see me looking down, I just have my mirror here that I'm using. So I like to go in with this. This is going with my brush, just dab it in like so, okay, and then see that? That's all you need for all of this area of your face, okay? At this stage, I actually like to prep my brows because I want to ensure it has a lot of time to dry before I go into actually doing it. So I use this NYX brow gel and I just brush my brows like so. So because I like my makeup to have a bit more coverage, I like to go in with this skin tint, again by Danessa Myricks. This is a Danessa Myricks stan household. So, and if you haven't tried using both the blurring balm and the skin tint, what are you actually doing? If you have them, use them together. Use them together, okay? Alright, so I usually don't put a lot. I just put like a little, like so. Here. Yeah. That's all. That's all you need. That's all you need, okay? Then use the same brush that I used previously to blend, okay? Do you see that? It's just yummy on top of yummy. Next, I like to go ahead to start bronzing. I love a nice bronzy look, especially now that the weather is warm. So I use this Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop foundation in shade 22 as my bronzer, and these are the areas that I like to apply them. Okay, so here around my cheekbones, because I want warmth around my temples, my cheekbones, and my jawline, and I like my nose to be a bit bronzed up too, so I'd apply here like so. I like to just put another dot here like that, and then here just a little bit there, here as well. I like to put under my nose and my nose bridge here like that. Just put a little bit here. I then take this angled brush and then I just blend. And what I'm trying to do here, actually for here and here, is to blend upwards rather than blend downwards, because you don't, it's to define your jawline in a way. You want your jawline to be bronzed, you want your cheekbones to be snatched, right? So if you're blending downwards, it's not going to help you achieve that, okay? Alright, and then here I just like to blend upwards, okay? Then I just blend the one I put on my eyelids like so, right? So I'm blending it out so that everything I've done here can just be very seamless, okay? So, alright, and then my nose. For my nose, I like to blend it upwards as well into my brow, so it just looks seamless and there are no harsh lines or anything like that. So I just blend upwards. That's the thing with using this angular brush, because it just helps it to blend seamlessly when you blend upwards right into your brow. So it just helps it blend seamlessly. See that? I'm just gonna do the same over here. Make sure you blend well so you don't have any harsh lines. Okay. Next thing I like to do is actually to put my blush, because I like my blush to blend seamlessly into my bronzer as well as under my eye concealer. So I just like to put my blush now. The blush that I'll be using today are these ones from Morphe. So this is Cheek Thrills in Wine and Dine, and this is what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to take this balm first at this stage. So I use this brush, it's like a tapered brush, and I just swirl like so, and then I just blend. I blend this one towards the back of my cheeks. I use two blushes, so I'll explain. I didn't like to go in with this après-ski one again from Morphe, and I would use that towards the front of my cheeks, right, to create this nice transition, right? So I'm taking again the balm. Ooh. I think I accidentally dipped into the shimmer, but I think I also did put so much. I'm just going to try to do both at once, okay? Yeah, that's too much. If you ever feel like you put so much product on your brush, just get a nice paper towel and dab up the excess, okay? Just dab it off. Right, so now that I've done that, I'm just going to blend that out, okay? So next, I like to, if you can tell, I have, under my eyes are dark, so I like to use my shade or slightly darker shade of concealer to first neutralize the grayness that you can see. And I think I've actually run out of the concealer that I would actually use. Amande, I think it's like my exact skin tone if I haven't become darker from the sun from the last couple of days. So let's see. So I just like to put just a little bit here and here, okay? Just to neutralize the grayness. This brush, and then I blend, okay? It's not vanished completely, but I hope you can see the difference between this and this, right? And I don't want to put too much because again, it's really warm, and I don't want to have too many products if I can avoid putting too many products. Again, I'm not trying to put too many products, but we're going to be using this one from Born This Way. It's in the shade Honey, and I just have this nice small travel size here with me. Again, we don't need too much, so I'm just going to put just a tiny bit here and here, just a little bit here as well, my nose, just a little bit. It dots my chin, right? Because currently I know I've added blush, but aside that, my face just looks like it's, well, with the bronzer helps to add a little bit of dimension, but as you can already tell, I haven't gone crazy with the shade range, with the shade of the bronzer, so my face just looks flat. So you want to bring in something brighter to just add a little bit of proportion to your face, so it doesn't just look flat. Lord knows I can't be asked, so I just have my fan here to help me speed up the process. So you want to leave your concealer right on your skin for a while to make it a little bit tacky, because what that does is to give you a bit of a fuller coverage when you try to blend it out without you actually applying too many products. So I'm just going to blend this, and I'll leave under my eyes to blend last. I didn't apply any concealer here, but I just use whatever is left of my brush to add a little bit of brightness here. Then my nose, my forehead, I like to bring it over my, not all over, but just the front part of my eyelid, because that way if I didn't want to do anything on my eyelids, it doesn't look so bad because I've already applied bronzer towards the tail end, and then bringing the concealer towards my eyelid just makes it look like I've done something even though I haven't really done much, right? At this stage, you can decide to bring back your blush brush and then just, without applying any more product, if you want to, you can apply more product. But I just like to use whatever is left of the brush to just, again, ensure that the concealer and the blush blend seamlessly, right? I feel like it's disappeared, so maybe I will just add a bit more. But this is when blush blindness tends to happen. I'll not go on with it, I promise. Okay, so just a bit more here. Yeah. And then here as well. Okay. And then I'm just gonna use the other brush that had the previous one and just blend where both shades of blush meet, okay, like so. At this stage, I like to introduce my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray because it just helps everything blend seamlessly, and again, you're introducing more hydration to your face, especially if you tend to have drier under eyes. So just, you know, right. Then I like to go in with my Huda Beauty Banana Bread Setting Powder to just blend everything together. Oh, what I do is I dip my powder puff in the powder like so, and then I like to even it out at the back of my palm, okay? Guys, I've literally hit pan. I'm in need of, you know, a new setting powder. So just doing the same thing over and over my chin, my forehead, my nose. Remember that we put concealer on our lids, so I'm just going over again, blending, especially there are no creases there. Let me just check. Yeah, I'm good to go. Then just going over my eyelids as well. Guys, my camera died, so yeah, I'm sorry, the setup will not be the exact same, but yeah. So I've gone ahead to do my brows, and I used the NYX brow tint in Espresso. This is the Epic Inky Sticks. I'll leave everything in the description box anyway, so that's what I used in my brows. Right, I don't think I have that long before this dies. So before my battery dies again, so let's just quickly speed things up. For my bronzer, I like to use this one from Hoola Twisted. So remember that we used cream product. I just like to set everything with a powder because I have dry. I have oily or combination skin. Under my eyes tend to get dry, but the rest of my skin is, you know, oily. Again, I like to use angular brushes for these things, so it's just easier to apply because I can just, you know, swoop it down my face easier. I like to do something on my nose as well, so this is like a small tip-out brush as well, and I like to go under my nose first and then use the excess or whatever is left on the brush to do my nose bridge. And then I like to blend upwards again into my brow so it looks seamless. Deep into it is, go on down my nose again, and then just like to, you know, blend upwards. At this point, I introduce bronzer again to my eyelids. So I will typically just do it towards the tail end, like so. Again, setting where I put the previous one, right? So that's what I'm trying to do, right? And then I like to just use whatever is left of the brush to blend into my nose again, so it doesn't look harsh. Do the same thing over here. Right. So the next that I'm about to do, you can avoid it if you have extremely dry under eye area. But because I didn't go that bright with my concealer, I'm just going to compensate by using this Tilbury airbrush powder in 2 medium. So I'm just dabbing, dusting up excesses at the back of my palm, and then I'm just going. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little something. Okay, there's a little something. Doing the same thing again. Use my face powder for the rest of my face. I use this one from Rare Beauty. If you can see it, from Rare Beauty, and it's in the shade True Caramel. Go with my powder brush. So just blend everything together where the bronzer meets the concealer and the foundation. Right? Then we're now going to set the blush, okay? We're going to set the blush. So again, using the darker shade, the berry blush, towards the back of my cheeks first. And I'm using this C brush. My battery's low again. Oh god. This is very pigmented, so I'm going to share it out on the back of my palm first. And just do. Then I don't think I have any other small brush. I'm going to use the same brush that I used to apply this, and I'm taking the powder again, using the brush, sharing at the back of my palm, and then I'm just sweeping through to blend between where my concealer meets the darker tone blush, if that makes sense. So it just looks seamless, okay? Can you see my cheeks? Exactly how you want it. And I just go over this again with my, what's this thing called? I don't know what it's called, but just so everything blends seamlessly. So do you see that? T. Then almost done now. What I've done off camera is just to apply lashes. I'm gonna use my Loreal Panorama mascara, and I like to put this under my eye because it helps. I don't know if you can see, but it just makes my eye pop a little bit more. Nothing too serious, but you know, it just does something. It does something, okay? Huda Beauty lip stain in 1 brown. You can use your hand, you can use whatever, your hand or a brush, but I like to use a brush if I can find it. It's gonna dry, it's Loreal. Okay, found it. I just like to blend it inwards into my lip. have been really liking this oil from Fenty. Do we want to do that? Nice daytime look, right? Okay, let's do it. Do you see how pretty that is? Stunning. Stunning. Okay, and to ensure that your makeup is locked in all day, you want to be using your one size setting spray. So let's set this makeup. Yes, you should be drenching your face in it. Yeah. 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 That concludes the look. I love the lips. Is it a bit too much for daytime? I don't know. I would definitely wear this. So, and there we have it. Alright, so I hope this video has been very helpful, and if you've enjoyed it, make sure you like, share, subscribe, share with your friends, and send me pictures. Yeah, send me pictures. My Instagram is there. Send me pictures when you try the look. I want to see it. I want to see you guys recreating it. And yeah, I really hope that you found it useful. And I'll see you next time. Bye.